Hello folks, I'm Dean Curry. I'm president and founder of www.massageturific.net. We are an in-home massage service. We're based right out of here in New York City, servicing people in the comfortability of their own homes for massage. We'll offer many modes of disciplines as far as massage is concerned: deep tissue Swedish massage, sports massage, shiatsu, reflexology, polarity, cranial therapy, Thai massage, and much more. And we try to make things easy by going to people's homes and providing massage and quick cleanup, and everything works fantastic with that. I want to speak to you today as I make a lot of videos explaining massage, what it's used for. Not a lot of people take the time to actually explain modes, and when people ask for massage, very often is the case, they will ask, what type of massage should I get? I have these injuries, or I have certain spasms in my back. What massage do you think would work? Because I have no idea. So I spend a lot of time explaining these videos about massage and kind of explaining which one, whether it's polarity or Thai massage, shiatsu, Swedish deep tissue, sports massage. Each kind of condition kind of lends itself to a different mode or discipline of massage. And although I will have videos coming in the years to come where I'm actually doing some application which you can learn from, I'm spending primarily the better part of this year actually conceptually explaining the science of massage. And I think that's more actually important than the application itself, because it's important to understand the science of the massage before application. So the rest of this year, probably the first half of next year, I will be explaining what massage is used for different types of conditions you have, explaining the science. There'll be tons and tons of information. And we will go from there, what have you, into more application, and you could actually see me doing various types of massage. But for now, we're going to stay more on the science. The reason I'm making this video, very simply, is I'd like to talk about sprains, strains, and breaks, and what the body actually does from more of a scientific viewpoint, or conceptualizing it, what actually happens to the body. In the medical community, it is very often said, not necessarily by me, that old injuries never fully heal. And some people might argue against it, but someone like myself, I played a lot of sports growing up, especially sports that were very tough on the ankles, whether it be tennis or American football or soccer. But I actually played a lot of basketball as well, tournament play basketball here in New York City. And typically what happens a lot in basketball, the other sports I mentioned are also tough on the ankles, but typically the biggest danger in basketball, and it happens in soccer sometimes, not as much. There's other injuries involved with soccer. But when it comes to the ankles, the biggest problem is landing, going up for what's called a rebound, where you try to grab the basketball, and coming down and landing on someone's foot. And when you land on their foot, your ankle turns. This is something that's something I don't talk a lot about myself, but this is something that actually I have personal experience with, and I sprained both ankles when I was a kid and adolescence. Young adult, I don't know how many times, at least 75 times on each side, maybe more, throughout the year. And now I'm a personal trainer, massage therapist, and I have aerobics instructor, and I spent a great former amateur bodybuilder and competitive amateur bodybuilder, and I spent a lot of time building my ankles up, whether it be leg raises or different weight raises for the ankle, different weights on my ankle, like building up the interior, the exterior, posterior, anterior of the ankle, whatever the case may be. I've done so many things to build up my ankles. But sometimes I could be walking on the streets in Manhattan, not paying attention on my phone like everybody else, and not see a little bump in the road. Not a big bump, but just a little elevation, and my ankle hits it and turns. Not a lot, but just kind of turns a little bit. And when that happens, I try to catch it, and it's like the slightest little turn, and it goes back to the old injury. Like it feels like I landed on someone's foot and fully sprained it. I mean, it's just a little turn, it should be nothing, but I get reminded of that old injury I used to have, because it like sprains like it did back then on a little blip turn, and I feel it. And so that's why, when people argue that old injuries could fully heal and, all this stuff, and with the right therapy, and I would tend to disagree, just from my own personal experience, because I am a personal trainer. I have had my ankle worked on through massage. I have, an excellent array of rehabilitative ankle strengthening exercises. And still to this day, no matter what I have done, if I turn it a little bit, I'll feel that old, injury, like I fully sprained it when I really didn't. I just turned it a little bit. So I would tend to disagree with some of the medical community, just because, I have some personal experience in this. And I don't feel a lot of times old injuries fully heal. Certainly they could heal enough to perform. I could play basketball, I could play tennis, I could play, and all that. But as far as being 100% healed, as far as the medical community's opinions might be, I would have to disagree. Okay, personal experience and professional. Okay, but you can get it strengthened to a certain degree. But when it comes to massage, what typically happens is when you have an old injury, not just an ankle injury, but let's say you got in a car accident or something like that, had a little bit of compression in the spine. There was a study done by the Mayo Clinic in 2018, and they were quoted as saying that any type of herniation in the neck or back, or compression in the back, can actually cause the peripheral, which is the surrounding nerves of the back and neck, to basically fall into what we call an acute state or alarm. And they basically, lock up the surrounding muscles. And this is not, the Mayo Clinic did a study on it. This is not like anything that's new news or anything like that. But they did an actual study on it showing that that type of compression or herniation or just an injury to the back or neck can cause the peripheral, nerves to fall into more of an acute state, causing basically the muscles surrounding the back and cervical spine to basically lock up. And the body tends to lock up pretty quickly. It's almost as if the body anatomically forgets that there are many muscles and many supporting bones that basically encapsulate the entire back and neck, and it doesn't need to lock up and spasm that much, but the body is what I call very temperamental, and it more or less will lock up the body and protect it, and it kind of overreacts. And this is where massage comes in, because the body doesn't need, it has a great supporting cast of muscles, ligaments, tendons, and bones and tissue to support the back and surrounding muscles of the shoulders, anterior, posterior, lateral, and the remaining back muscles and stomach and the erectors and spinal erectors of the back. Basically, there's enough support going around, all around, to do that. So it doesn't need to lock up, but the body does. And this is where massage actually comes into play, because the body doesn't need to lock up that much in spasm, but it does due to an old injury. And what massage does, whether it be a more intrusive massage like a deep tissue sports massage, or something less intrusive like polarity, which is more energy based, where you close on, or craniosacral therapy, which is very light, hold stagnant positions, which are really good. And someone I worked on had a problem with their cervical spine C3, 4 was in an accident, and we did a lot of cranial sacral, which is basically a holding pattern that you hold and you wait for the body with a hold and a slight pull to basically open up. And this was a person who couldn't move her neck with cranial sacral therapy, and you basically cradle the neck in the back. There's other holds as well in the chest and stomach and cranial sacral, but there's a, you hold in the back of the neck, and you just hold it there and you wait for the shift to happen, which rebalances the cerebral spinal fluid throughout the neck, cervical, cranium region, and the sacrum. This cerebral spinal fluid that goes in a circle, and you need it for homeostasis, but more or less it just kind of locks up, and there's not a whole lot you could do when that gets disrupted with a spasm and things like that. But I would hold the back of her head, and while she's lying on her back, and it would just, you hold it, and you don't pull, you just kind of, you lean backwards into it with it. There is a slight pull, but we don't like to say pull, and you wait for the neck to basically elongate, and it would shift about 1/4 inch, or maybe more like 1/8 of an inch. And this is a person that would come into her massage sessions and not be able to move, like she had a stiff neck, like she was wearing a neck brace or something like that. And she had to turn because she couldn't turn her neck. And after we did this one move, and we did other forms of massage too, but it was really the cranial sacral would open up the neck and stretch about a 1/16 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch. And when that happened, she felt blood flow, she felt everything. It was really balancing the cerebral spinal fluid, which basically opened up and took the nerves out of the acute state, and more or less just opened up the surrounding muscles because they weren't in spasm anymore. And that type of shifting, which would happen like in like an earthquake, the plates moving, tectonic plates and stuff like that, whatever the case may be, that shift basically caused room and rebalanced cerebral spinal fluid. The surrounding nerves got out of the acute state, which in turn had a productive effect on the surrounding muscles, which then relaxed. And then she would walk out and she could move her head and she could turn, and she was like, like a religious epiphany, like, oh, I've been healed or anything like that. But this is what massage does, and couldn't do anything intrusive like a deep tissue sports massage, which you could, because we were dealing with the cervical spine, which is very delicate, and she had a severe injury there. So this is something I did. Also polarity move, which is an energy-based holding pattern move with energy-based and restoring, which is really incredible as far as overall vitality and strength. And anyway, she returned and was able to move her neck, and for her to be able to move her neck felt absolutely amazing for her, because she couldn't. And that would last 24 hours, 48 hours, but she had relief. Whatever the window of relief was, she had relief, and before it was so disrupting. So my point is, as far as strains, sprains, and those types of things are concerned, massage could be very beneficial for you, because it basically keeps the muscles, the old injuries, and it prevents the body from locking up in spasm from the peripheral nerves, basically more or less branching off the cervical spine, thoracic spine, vertebrae, if you will. And you could also have nerves throughout the legs, and we can get into all that, but with injuries. But that's basically what happens with old injuries or breaks, is the body is very protective. So to have a lifestyle massage service like www.massageturific.net, president and founder, you have a company that is a lifestyle company. That's what we are. We don't do individual massages and stuff like that and carry around massage tables. People that work with us are people that want massage in their life once, twice, 3 times a week as a lifestyle. They purchase a massage table, and we come, and we're there every step of the way. For many, 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 many years, we are coming there personally, working with our clientele, coming into our homes, being very efficient, very clean, very professional. And it's absolutely amazing. So you can go onto our website at www.massageturific.net. You can look at our YouTube channel, where I podcast and teach about massage on Massage Terrific. You could go on our Instagram and Twitter accounts at Massage Terrific, or our Facebook business page at Massage Terrific as well, or our Google business listing. So I want to wish everyone the best. It's been great speaking to you. We'll have more videos coming up on massage. I'm Dean Curry, President and Founder of Massage Terrific. Have yourself a wonderful day.